Ahoy hoy, Hibby here from the homestead, and last time we talked about our cover for our 5 C's of survival for the Extreme Cold EDC series, and we talked about canvas tarps being far better than the plastic tarps and all that stuff. So this week we're going to jump onto the next C of survival, and that's the container. And something that I glazed over last week and forgot to mention is that the whole reason I'm doing this is because I'm working at the coast now, so I'm a couple weeks away from home if I had to hike over on foot. So these are the things that I carry on me so that I can make it home. And something that I forgot to mention last week is that I carry about 5,000 calories in peanuts, and they're just vacuum sealed in a bag here. And I also carry about a pound of beans, and that should last me a month. And there's lentils in there also. Now, why do I carry beans? Well, I can soak them in my container throughout the hike, and then I'll have them to eat at night. And they're a perfect mixture of amino acids, so they're best for muscle recovery, and you don't have to eat anything else. You can survive off of beans alone. Then you won't get jaundice or anything else like that. They're the perfect survival food because they store for a really long time dried, and it's nothing to make them edible. They're delicious. So I got those, and I got the nuts just to eat on the run. So we'll just jump right into containers. I carry with me a small container like this for boiling water, and it's got little handles on it there, and spots on the top there where you can tie it off so you can hang it from a string so it can boil over a flame. And then I carry just a stainless steel container like this for drinking out of. Now, I prefer stainless steel over anything else because I don't like drinking out of plastic. I feel that there's chemicals in the plastic that can give you cancer, and I don't care if the bottle says that it doesn't have BSRT or anything else on it. It's still a plastic container. So they're using some other type of chemical to form that plastic, and they just haven't been linked to cancer yet. So I'm not going to drink out of plastic bottles. So you won't see me doing that. However, I do carry a few plastic bags on me for an emergency, so that I can have these for haversacks. I can put herbs or whatever I find in this, anything I find, I can put in this bag and store it, or I can use it for rainwater collection, for making stills and stuff like that. Now, this next piece, I consider it a bushcraft medical kit, and that's just 3 bandanas. I'll always carry at least 3 of them on me, and that's so I can set up a tiered water filtering system where you make a tripod out of sticks and lash the top together, and then you tie these on the bottom in a tiered fashion so that you can put your activated charcoal in the very bottom and put your leaves on the top, and then put sand in the middle, and you pour your water over that, and it'll filter through the tiers, and at the end result you'll get filtered water, and that'll filter out everything. But then I carry a small container of matches, fire storm matches, and I carry another container like this with oiled up dryer lint in it and some arrowheads, so I can make arrows if I need to, if need be. And then I have a little emergency container of lighter fluid with a little striker on it. This is a pretty cool little deal. It's got a quick match system in there, so you can just strike the flint on it, and it won't dry out like a Bic lighter will. So I keep one of those on me, keep one on my wife's keychain, keep them on all the keychains. Now, if you look at containers back through history, you can see that this here is pretty good. It'll get me not very far, you know, because you're going to need to drink a lot of water. So you have to keep that in consideration when you're hiking. You got to know where your water sources are at all times. and how you're going to maintain your hydration. So I have maps in my bag, and I keep those with me, and I know exactly where my water sources are, and I always hike with them to try to get to the next destination. Back with the Native Americans, what they would do is they would weave baskets, and they'd weave them so tightly that the water won't seep out of it. And they'd weave that basket, and then they'd heat a stone up in the fire, and they'd drop the stone in the basket of water, and as soon as it cooled off, they'd pull that stone out and drop another stone in there. And they'd repeat that process until the water boiled. And that's how they purified their water. So, when it's really easy to do, actually. And it's easy to do a stinging nettle or just about any kind of fiber you can find. So, we'll go over that at some point. Another container that the Native Americans used to use is they used to use bladders, animal bladders. And they would take the bladders, clean them out, obviously, and then they'd wrap them in leather, and then they'd put a little cork on the top of it, to stop it. So that's what they drank out of. So if worse came to worse, I could always make some of that kind of stuff, and be all right. So, and that's why containers are so important. The containers are mainly for preserving water and hydration, and for taking things before you need them so that you'll have them when you need them. So you're hiking around and, oh cool, I found L-Hif-Ivy. You can grab that, and you might not need it right now, but 3 weeks or 4 weeks down the road you might get a little bit of a fever or something, and then that'll help you, it's an expectorant. So that's why containers are so important. And that's part of the 5 C's of survival. Your cover, containers, cutting tool, cordage, and combustibles. So as long as you have all those 5, you'll be fine. And that's the cool thing about bushcraft, is that you'll be able to construct those things in the bush as you need them. And that's what bushcraft is. It's going out into the wilderness and being able to glean the resources you need from the wilderness to sustain survivability. So that's why I got into it. It's kind of a hobby. I do it for fun. I like situational preparedness. It's just a fun hobby to have. It's no wonder everybody loves the zombie movies and stuff. And all that junk. I consider it junk. But what it does teach you is situational awareness. What's going to happen if this happens? What's going to happen if this happens? What are you going to do if this happens? Me and my wife are always joking around about that. We'll drive to the coast and, well, what would you do if the big earthquake happened and all the bridges from east to south just collapsed? How would we get home? What would you do? What would your first thing be? So those things are just kind of fun to bounce off of each other. And then the cool thing is that by doing that, you guys don't even know it, but you're creating a survival plan in case something like that does happen. Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys. Next week we will go over cutting tools, and I'll take you through some of the cutting tools I carry in my bag and why I carry them. And we'll see you guys next time. Never scared, always prepared. God bless.